everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we're making these adorable Princess Costume Gloves. These are really fun to make. I will try one on for you on camera here. You can see the photos on my website, YARNutopia.com, to see how these lovely pieces are used and how I'm going to use them in my Halloween costume this year. They are so lovely and easy to make. We're making the whole sleeve piece, and then I show you how to embroider if you want to embroider, but you don't even have to add this embroidery, and it's still very elegant and classy without any embroidery. So that is what we're making today. I'm only going to show you how to make one of these, and then you can go on and make another one exactly like it. So there's no right hand or left hand difference. They are exactly the same. So thanks to Red Heart Yarns for providing the yarn for this project today. We are using 4 different colors. My main color is white, but then we have a stripe here of Delft blue and then the Aruba Sea. And you can see the labels here. Aruba Sea there and Delft blue there. Now this is a size 4 medium worsted weight yarn. You can use any Aran yarn or any like a bulky yarn if you are in the UK, but in America we have worsted weight yarn, which is like a size 4 medium yarn. And the other color I'm using for the embroidery is this soft gray color called light gray. So you can use anything to embroider, any color you want to embroider this, but I'm using the light gray color. Same type of yarn, Super Saver by Red Heart Yarns. And if you're not sure where to get this type of yarn, you can always check out my website. I will link to where you can get that yarn. Also, you're going to need a G-size crochet hook. I am using this fabulous, super fabulous hook from the Etsy shop Would Be Fancy. It is a hand-carved, ergonomic, wooden-handled hook. It is fixed in. You can get all different sizes. I'm using a G hook today, which is 4 millimeters, but you can use any size hook, really. You can use an H hook for this, which is 5 millimeters, an I hook, which is 5.5 millimeters. I wouldn't really go anything higher than an I hook on this project, though. So that is the hook we're using. I will put a link in the description of this video where you can get this type of hook and yeah, support the small business and support YARNutopia by getting your own hook. Also, there is scissors and a yarn needle here to cut your yarn, sew in your ends, sew on these pieces. These chains on this embroidery here is actually separate. It's chaining and then we're sewing these on. We are also doing surface crochet here in this little section, and then we are sewing on little lines too. So it's a little different, a few different ways on how you can embroider and make a little design on a flat piece. So those are all the supplies you're going to need. Now before we begin, I have to mention, like I said though, there's links in the description of this video, links to where you can get all of these supplies, and especially that hook, and there's a link to where you can get the yarn and everything, a link to where you get the free written pattern on here. That is on my website, but also there will be an ad-free option where you can purchase it on my Etsy shop. So make sure you check out my Etsy shop where you can get digital downloads, a PDF file sent to you of a pattern, so that you don't have to go and scroll through the internet and get all these ads all over, because that's how we make our money. So that is in the description of this video. There's also links to all my social media, you know, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all that good stuff. So make sure you follow me, and if you make these, share your photos and hashtag YARNutopia so I can see those on Instagram. So those are all the information you're going to need. Oh, before we begin, also measurements. I always forget measurements. These are 15 inches long, but you don't have to do the repeat as long as you want. If you want to make these shorter, you can obviously, you know, stop repeating these lines. It's just a repeat of half double crochets up here until you get to the hand part. And for width, I do explain that you can make these as wide as you want. This is about 10 inches around, or almost 11 inches around, which is how thick around my arm is, but you can measure around your arm, your upper arm, right about here on your arm. If you're looking at my arm here, I'll stretch out my arm here, where my elbow is right here. right around your arm here is where you should measure. Okay, so right above your elbow is where you should measure, because that's where this part is going to lie on your arm. So it's going to come all the way up here. You want it to make sure that it is wide enough, and then as we move up this piece, we are decreasing to make it smaller and skinnier around our wrist. So that is how you want to measure your piece. So my arm is about 10.5, almost 11 inches around, which is what this round. Alright, let's start out with a slip knot. So put your short end over your long end, then fold this down, and then pull this through right here in that loop, then pull tight, and there's your slip knot. We can insert the hook and begin. So let's start out by chaining 36. Now 36 is the chain I need. You can chain anything in a multiple of 6. So if you need to chain, 42 or 48 or even 54, just to fit around the top part above your elbow of your arm, if you're looking at your arm like this, my elbow is right here. We're going to measure around this part of the arm right above your elbow. So that's where you should have your foundation chain start, because we're starting from this part and working our way up to the hand. So around here, mine measures about, I think it's about 12 inches, or a little less than 12 inches. And that's in the intro of this video, my measurement there. So I'm going to chain 36 with my G hook. So yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, 3. I'm not going to make you watch me chain 36, so just chain your amount that you need to in the multiple of 6, and then I'm going to meet you up and we'll go on to round 1. Alright, once you have your chain, it should look something like this, and if you want to, you can wrap this around your arm and make sure that this fits around your arm at that top above your elbow area right here. Okay, so you can do that. Once you have that all done, what we're going to do now, without twisting your chain, make sure you lay it out flat like this, and we're going to take this first chain way over here and kind of flip it up and bring it to the hook. Okay, just like this, without twisting it. Okay, and then what we're going to do is slip stitch to that first chain right here. Now, what I like to do is work in the back ridges, so you can see my chain this way right here, but I'm going to turn it just toward me just a little bit, just like this, so I can see these back ridges on the foundation chain right there. That's up to you though. You don't have to work in this back chain or this back loop, but I'm going to. So go in there, then yarn over with your yarn from the ball of yarn, pull that through that chain, and pull it through the loop on your hook for a slip stitch. You can pull tight, just like that. So there is our ring. Now going on to round 1, it says to chain up 1, so yarn over and pull through, and right where we slip stitch, we are going to single crochet in there as well. So go back into that chain that we just slip stitched into. I know it's going to be a little tight, but there it is right there. Yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. Okay, that is a single crochet. Now we're going to hop to the next chain right here and go into there, just that back ridge there, then yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops for a single crochet. So we're going to just single crochet into each chain all the way around this ring, just like that. Okay, so I'm just going to do that. I should have 36 stitches at the end of round 1. I'll meet you up, we'll slip stitch to the beginning and change color for round 2. Alright, made it back around here. I have the 36 stitches around. If you need to count back, make sure you have the same amount of stitches as you do chains around your foundation there. And to close this round, we are going to make sure to slip stitch to the first single crochet of this round right here. So not this slip stitch right here, not this chain up 1 right here, okay, but actually into the single crochet stitch right here. We're going to go in, then yarn over. Actually, I'm going to switch color here, but I'm going to fasten this off. So I'm going to yarn over with the same color right here, pull through and pull through the loop on your hook. Okay, just like that. Then I'm going to chain 1 with the same color, and I'm going to cut that yarn. So snip that and then pull it all the way through and pull that tight. So we have just a loop like that. Now I'm going to drop that color and pick up my next color, this Aruba Sea, and we're going to start in any stitch around. I'm just going to go right into that same one where we slip stitched into and put the hook in and then hook on the new color and pull it through. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to chain up actually we're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And that's going to count as our first double crochet of this round. Now we're actually going to work in the previous stitch right here. Okay, so what we're going to do is yarn over, go behind your chain up 3 here, like this, and kind of twist this to see this stitch previous to it, or to the right of it, right in here. Okay, that's where we're going to go in, yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through 2 of the loops on your hook, and then yarn over and pull through those other 2 loops. Okay, now it should look like a crisscross stitch where this chain up 3 is crossing over that double crochet we made in the back there. Okay, we're going to make crisscross stitches for this round. The next step is to skip this stitch right here next to this chain up 3 stitch. We're going to skip this stitch right here and put a double crochet in the next stitch. So yarn over, go into this stitch right here, then yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, there's our double crochet. Now we have to double crochet into that skipped stitch, but instead of working in the front of our work, we're going to work in the back. So yarn over, kind of fold this forward, if you will, just like that. And then, so we have our yarn over, we have to go underneath to the front of that stitch right there into it. Okay, but working behind this double crochet right here. Then yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And there you have a crisscrossed stitch. Cool. Okay, so do that all the way around. So yarn over, skip this next stitch, go into this next stitch right here, make a double crochet, then yarn over and make a double crochet into that skipped stitch working in behind your work. Okay, just like this, going in, yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. If you need to work in the front of your work, that is okay, but then notice you will be working then around the double crochets that we make first. So yarn over, skip this next stitch, double crochet in this next stitch, and I'll show you what I mean right now. Yarn over, then if you go into the front of your work like this, working in the front of your work, you're going to have to work then around this double crochet we just made, which is fine too. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, like that. And that's okay too, but you won't get the same effect as you would like this. You can see that this is over the top of that one, and this one here is going this way, whereas this one here is going this way. So that's the difference. But you can do either way. We're just making crisscross stitches all the way around. So I'm going to take that stitch apart and redo that. So yarn over, go behind your work into that double crochet, or that stitch, I'm sorry, not double crochet. We're making a double crochet in the stitch that we skipped. Just like that. Okay, so I'm going to do those crisscross stitches all the way around. We'll still have the same amount of stitches that as we started with, the 36 stitches around. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll change color for round 3. Alright, I did my crisscross stitches around. Make sure you have the same amount of stitches, that's 36 around, and we are going to slip stitch to the chain up 3 right here, okay, not the double crochet that's behind it. And if you count here, 1, 2, 3, we're going to go into, let me see if I can get into that chain. I know it's going to be a little difficult, but let's see if we can finagle our hook right in there. There we go. So it should be 2 loops on top, and then if you can see the 1 loop underneath right there, I don't know if you can see it very well. There we go. 1 loop right there. We're going to yarn over and then pull it through that chain up 3 there and pull it through the loop on your hook as well. And now we're going to be fastening off this color, so chain 1 and then cut your yarn and then pull that through and pull it tight. And this next round you can start in any stitch. I'll just start right back in that same chain up 3 stitch that we just slip stitched into. And I'm going back to our first color there, that Delft blue. Okay, hook that on, pull it through. There. And then for round 3, we are going to just chain up 1. So yarn over, pull through, 1. And we are going to half double crochet in each stitch around, including that stitch that we just chained up 1 in. So yarn over, go back into that chain up 3 stitch, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of the loops on your hook. Okay, that's a half double crochet. And we're going to be using half double crochet for the majority of this project now. Now in the next stitch, we're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch right here, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Okay, and just do that all the way around. So yarn over, go into the very next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. So just half double crochet in each stitch around. Now if you want to, you can do single crochet or double crochet, but I'm going to do the half double crochet all the way around. And I do want to pause here for a second. I'll pull up this loop because I do want to show you something else. You should sew in your ends as you go. Okay, and to do that, we're going to take our yarn needle and take our little piece of yarn here that's loose end, a loose end here, and we're just going to go up into the corresponding color, just like this, and just go underneath some of the stitches. Okay, just like this. And then you can even, let's go through one more here, and then you can even come back through, but you want to sew it in on the inside, okay, the inside of the glove, of the sleeve, just like that, and then you can just snip any extra that you have. And that is how you sew in your ends. So I'm going to sew in those other ends, and I'm going to half double crochet in each stitch around, and when I'm finished with round 3, we are going to change color for round 4. Alright, I just half double crocheted in each stitch around, same amount of stitches, 36. So now we're going to slip stitch to the first half double crochet, okay, not this chain up 1 right here. You can see the chain up 1 right there. We're actually going to go into the half double crochet stitch at the top here. Just go in, then yarn over and pull through, and pull through. Now, just like I did for these other rows when we changed color, I'm just going to yarn over and pull through, and then cut the yarn, and then pull that through, and pull it tight. Okay, I'm going to drop this color, and now I'm going to grab the white. The white is our main color, and here and throughout we're using the white yarn from this row to row 34. Okay, so what we're going to do now is hook this on and pull this through, and then chain up 1. So let me get on that here, chain up 1, there we go. And for this round, we are repeating round 3. So we are just half double crochet in the same stitch that we just chained up 1, so yarn over, go back into that same stitch, just like that, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, just like that. Then we're just going to half double crochet into each stitch around, and when I'm finishing up this round, I'm going to sew in some of those ends. This loose end that's right here, I'm going to sew that in, and I think I have another one back here, or well, I have this little white one here too. So I'll sew in some ends, and after I'm done half double crocheting around, you'll still have the same amount of stitches, 36, all the way around. So I'm just going to do that, and then let's see here, for rounds 5 through 8, well, I'll meet you up, we'll start round 5, but rounds 5 through 8 are just half double crocheting around, but I'll show you how to start and end each of, or just this round going into round 5. So yeah, I'll just meet you up for round 5. Oh, all right, just finished round 4 here. We are still have the 36 half double crochets around, and we are going to slip stitch now to the first half double crochet, okay? Not this chain up one right here. You can see the half double crochet stitch right at top, right here. Just go in, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Just like that. Now, for rounds 5, 6, 7, and 8, so the next 4 rounds, this is how you're going to start them. We are actually not chaining up one. We are just going to kind of pull up this loop just a hair, just like that much, okay? Yarn over and go into that first stitch that we just slip stitched into. Then yarn over and pull through. And then yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. Okay, that is our first half double crochet, and we didn't even chain up one. Then we're just going to half double crochet into each stitch around, and now you won't even have to worry about seeing a chain up one in the beginning of this round, and we'll just slip stitch to the first half double crochet right here. Okay, when we come back around, we're going to slip stitch to here. I'm not going to show you that because I'm going to let you go now for rounds 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the next 4 rounds, just repeat this. Now half double crochet in each stitch around, and when you get to the beginning, slip stitch to the first half double crochet, but do not chain one, but then just half double crochet into each stitch around for the next round. So do that for rounds 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then when I finish round 8, I'll meet you up, because round 9 we are going to, let's see here, for round 9, ooh, we're going to do something different. And I think we'll do a decrease. So let's meet up after I finish round 8. Alright, so finishing round 8, you can see here there is no chain 1, so we are going to slip stitch to this half double crochet right here. Okay, and that was for rounds 5 through 8. Now, I know I said we'd probably decrease, but I read the pattern wrong. We are actually just going to slip stitch into the next stitch. As you can see here, you can kind of see the sort of line going up like this, and it's kind of diagonal. So I just want to move over so that this line doesn't show up in the front of my work, because this is the back of our work. This will be like under our arm, kind of like near our armpit, I guess. But we don't want to see this line in the front of our work. So I'm just going to slip stitch to the next stitch over right here. So go in and then yarn over and pull through, just like that. And we're going to start in this next stitch. But when we come back around for round 9, we are going to work into this stitch right here that we slip stitched into first. We are still going to work into this first stitch. Okay, so we're going to come back around and do that. But for round 9, we're just repeating what we were doing. So yarn over, now half double crochet in this first stitch, or in this stitch that we just slip stitched next into. Okay, so our seam kind of just scooted over one stitch. And I mean, if you know how to do like a seamless look on your work, or a straight seam, I mean, you can definitely do that. Just half double crochet then for rounds 5 through 13. Because actually round 14 is the round that we are going to be starting to decrease. So I'm gonna just half double crochet for round 9 all the way around, and then I'll show you how to finish round 9, and then we'll go on to round 10 together. Alright, finishing round 9, you can still see that there is this stitch where we slip stitched first into. We still have to work our half double crochet in there. And to know that is if you count back, you should still have the same amount of stitches on every round. So this round, I only had the 35 stitches, so I knew I had to still half double crochet in that spot right there. And if you spread your work, stretch it out a little bit, you can see that there is that stitch right there. So now I'm going to slip stitch to this first half double crochet right here. Okay, so go into there, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Okay, just like that. Now rounds 10 through 13, so 10, 11, 12, and 13, that's 4 rounds. We're repeating rounds 5 through 8. So just yarn over, no chaining up one, just yarn over and go back into that same stitch that we just slip stitched into, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, and there's your first stitch. And then just half double crochet in each stitch around, same number of stitches, 36 all the way around, and just slip stitch to that first half double crochet stitch, and then just half double crochet in each stitch around. So just do not chain up one for each round. Okay, so I'm just going to do that and half double crochet around for rounds 10, 11, 12, and 13. Then when I'll meet you up when I'm finishing round 13, and then round 14 is the start of our decrease. Alright, so I just finished round 13 here. We're going to slip stitch to this first half double crochet right here. So yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And for round 14, we are going to kind of tighten this up a little here, just like that. And we're going to slip stitch into this next stitch right here. Okay, very similar to how we did round 9, where we slip stitched into the next stitch. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Okay. Now what we're going to do for round 14, we are going to half double crochet 2 stitches together. So to do that, we're going to yarn over, go into this first stitch that we just slip stitched into, so go in there, then yarn over and pull through, then go directly into the next stitch right here, and then yarn over and pull that through. So now we have 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through all 4 of those loops. Okay, that is a half double crochet 2 together, or a half double crochet decrease. Then we're going to half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Okay. In this round, if you have more stitches than me, and you did, your starting chain bigger than mine, if you didn't do the 36, if you did 42 or even 48, just decrease evenly 6 times on this round. Okay, so I am going to I'm sorry, did I say single crochet? I meant half double crochet. So half double crochet decrease 6 times evenly around there. And I'll put that information in my blog, so no worries there. So in this video though, I'm only decreasing from 36 stitches, and we're going down to 30 stitches because we're decreasing 6 times evenly on this round. So we did a half double crochet 2 together, half double crochet in the next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to repeat that sequence all the way around. So half double crochet 2 together. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, go directly into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 4 loops on your hook. Then half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? And then just repeat. So half double crochet 2 together, and then half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. So do that all the way around. You'll have 30 stitches at the end of this round, so then I'll meet you up for round 15. Alright, just finishing round 14 here. When you finish here, I have my half double crochet 2 together stitch right there. Okay, you can see that. Then 1, 2, here's 3. It looks like our last stitch, but remember we slip stitched into that next stitch when we started, and if you separate these, you can see there is that stitch right there. So we still have to half double crochet in there as well. So just make sure at the end of this round you have your 30 stitches, or 6 less than your previous row. So now we're going to slip stitch into the first half double crochet 2 together stitch right here. Go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. Now what we have to do for rounds 15 through 18, so the next 4 rows, 15, 16, 17, and 18, the next 4 rows are going to be a repeat of round 5 through 8. So just like we've been doing, just half double crochet in each stitch around. Do not chain 1, just slip stitch to the first stitch and then half double crochet around. On these rounds now you'll have 30 stitches instead of 36. So I am going to do that for rounds 15, 16, 17, and 18. Then I will meet you up for round 19. Alright, finishing round 18, just got to slip stitch into this first stitch here. Just make sure you still have your 30 stitches around. And for round 19, we are repeating round 9. So slip stitch into the next stitch right here. Go in, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And then just half double crochet in each stitch around. Then for rounds 20 to 23, so the next 4 rounds after this, just repeat rounds 5 through 8, just half double crochet around. So now we're just half double crocheting around for rounds 19 through 23. So once I finish round 23, I will meet you up and we will go on to round 24. Alright, just finished round 23. I have to slip stitch into this first stitch here. Now, round 24 is again another repeat of round 9. So we're going to slip stitch into this next stitch here. Go in, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And now we're going to go on to round 24 is just half double crocheting in each stitch around now. We had just had to slip stitch into that next stitch because as you can see this line is getting, you can see this diagonal line if you just zoom out just a little bit there. You can sort of tell, you can't really tell in the camera, but you can sort of tell this little seam kind of is diagonal like this, and I just don't want that to come into the front of my work here. So I just want to slip stitch over just to kind of keep it a little straighter, but even though it is diagonal and you can see that, but it'll be under your arm so nobody's actually going to see it for when you see the outside detail, which will be really nice. So anyway, just half double crochet around for round 24. And then rounds 25 to 28, the next 4 rounds are just a repeat of rounds 5 through 8. Just half double crochet around, slip stitch to the beginning, and half double crochet around. So you'll still have the same amount of stitches, the 30 stitches around. For round 29, I will meet you up because we will be decreasing once again. Alright, just finished round 28. I'm slip stitching to the beginning here. Now we're going to go on to round 29. What we're going to do is slip stitch into the very next stitch. Okay, similar to what we did on round 9. Just go in, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And now we are going to decrease. We are going to half double crochet 2 together, so very similar to round 14, yarn over, go into that same stitch that we just slip stitched into, yarn over, pull through, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 4 loops on your hook. Now for round 29, we are going to half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 here. There's 1, next stitch is 2, and next stitch is 3. And we're going to repeat that sequence all the way around. So half double crochet 2 together, and then half double crochet into the next 3 stitches. Here's 1, next stitch 2, and next stitch is 3. and just repeat that all the way around. So half double crochet 2 together, and then half double crochet in the next 3 stitches. At the end of this round, you should have 24 stitches all the way around. So I'll do that, and then I'll meet you up for round 30. Alright, just did that sequence all the way around, finishing round 29. We're going to slip stitch to the first half double crochet decrease stitch right there, go in, then yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Okay, for round 30, it says to half double crochet in the first 11 stitches. So kind of pull this up, half double crochet into that same stitch that we just slip stitched into, and in the next 10 after that. So the first 11 stitches. So that was 1. Hop to the next. This is 2. I'm just going to go a little faster here. You know how to half double crochet by now. So there's 3. Here's 4, 5. Next stitch is 6. There's 7. Next is 8, 9, 10, and 11. Okay, the next step in round 30 is to double crochet into the next stitch. So remember in round 2 we made a double crochet stitch. We're going to do that in this very next stitch here. So yarn over, go into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through those other 2 loops. Okay, that's a double crochet. Then what we're going to do is chain 2, 1 and 2, and double crochet into the next stitch here. So yarn over, go into the very next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. This is the center of the back of your hand here. So if you want to try this on, slip your hand in, and you'll see we're at this point right here. Okay, so this is going to be where your middle finger kind of lies, where these next few sections will be. And we're going to make a point here so that we can get it around this part of our hand. So now, in the next stitch, we are going to half double crochet in the next 11 stitches. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So back to half double crocheting. And we are half double crocheting in the rest of the stitches of this round, which should be 11. So let me count here. 1, 2, 3. Here's, oopsie, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and yep, 11 right there. Awesome! So on this round you'll still have your 30 stitches. So going on to round 31, I'm sorry, you should have 24 stitches. I don't know what I was thinking. That was round 30 though. So round 30 should have 24 stitches. Going on to round 31, we're slip stitching to this first half double crochet stitch right here. Yarn over, pull through, and through. And round 31, we are going to half double crochet in the first 12 stitches. So yarn over, go into this first stitch that we just slip stitched into, and make a half double crochet. And in these first 12 stitches this round, so that was 1, yarn over, go into the next to make your half double crochet, that's 2. Next is 3. Here's 4, 5, 6. Next one is 7. Here's 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now we're at the chain 2 space right here. In that chain 2 space, we are going to put a two double crochets. So yarn over, go into that chain 2 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Again, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and then put 2 more double crochets into that same chain 2 space. Just like that. So now we're making the point, and you can see that it is getting higher and like that. Okay, now we're just going to half double crochet into the rest of these stitches. Don't forget this one right here, okay, this double crochet stitch. We're going to half double crochet in there and the rest of the stitches on this round. When I finish half double crocheting around on each stitch, the rest of these stitches, there should be 12 actually, I'm going to meet you up and we'll go on to round 32. Alright, finishing round 31 here, slip stitch to the first half double crochet stitch right there, yarn over, pull through and through. On round 31, you should have you should actually have 28 stitches on that round because we added these 4 stitches in this chain 2 space. So make sure you have 28 stitches on this round. Going on to round 32, we are going to half double crochet into the first 12 stitches. So including this stitch that we just slip stitched into, make sure to half double crochet in there first. So there's 1. Next stitch 2. I'm going to go a little faster now because this is the start of the last round, same thing. Half double crochet in the first 12 stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now what we're going to do is double crochet into each of these next 2 stitches. So yarn over, go into this next stitch here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And the next stitch gets a double crochet as well. Now in this chain 2 space, we are going to repeat what we did for the previous row. So we are going to put 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, then chain 2, 1 and 2, and put 2 more double crochets in that same chain 2 space, 1 and 2. Then we're going to double crochet into these next 2 stitches right here. This double crochet right here gets a double crochet in it, and this double crochet right here gets a double crochet in it. Then there should be 12 stitches left. We're just going to half double crochet in the rest of the stitches on this round, which should be 12 stitches. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll meet you up and we'll go on to the next round. Alright, when you finish round 32, make sure to slip stitch to the first half double crochet on that round. And on round 32, you should have 32 stitches around. So that will be easy to remember. Round 32 should have 32 stitches. Going on to round 33, we are going to half double crochet into the first 12 stitches, just like that previous round there. So half double crochet in the stitch that we slip stitched into, and then make sure you do it in the first 12. So that was 1, here's 2, I'll go a little faster, here's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, then we are going to double crochet into the next 4 stitches. So yarn over, go into this double crochet stitch here and make a double crochet. So there's 1, next stitch is 2, and the next stitch is 3. Okay, and the stitch after that is 4. Then you should be to your chain 2 space right here, and we are going to put the same stitches in that chain 2 space as the previous round. So we are going to put 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, then chain 2, 1, 2, and then 2 more double crochets in there, 1 and 2. Then we're going to double crochet into these next 4 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then all you have to do to finish this round is to half double crochet into the last 12 stitches. At the end of round 33, you will have 36 stitches around. So I'll do that and I'll meet you up for our last round. Alright, just got a slip stitch to the beginning here. Going on to our last round, round 34, we have to, just like these other rounds, half double crochet in the first 12 stitches. So let me get there. Here's 1, next stitch 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Then we're going to double crochet into these 6 double crochet stitches here. So yarn over, go into the next, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So there's 1. Next stitch, repeat that. Here's 2. Next stitch is 3. Here's 4, 5, and 6. Now you should be to the chain 2 space here, but what we're going to do now is a little different. Since this is our last round, we need our finger to be able to fit through there comfortably. So what we're going to do is put 2 double crochets in there, 1 and 2. Then we're going to actually chain 5. If you need to chain more to fit around your finger here, around your middle finger, make sure to chain as many as you need to fit around there. I'm just going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's more than enough for my finger to fit in there. And we're going to double crochet 2 more times into this chain 2 space. So 1 and 2. And if you want to, you can pause here and make sure to try it out. Make sure your finger fits in there and make sure there's enough room so your finger isn't, cutting circulation or anything. It looks good. There's still some space in there and that's comfortable on my finger. So you can do the same. Then we're going to double crochet into the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, whoopsie, got stuck there for a second, 5, and 6. Okay, then all we have to do is just half double crochet into the rest of the stitches. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. There should be 12 left there. So on this round you should have 40 stitches around. Let's slip stitch to the first stitch right there, yarn over, pull through, and now we can fasten this part off. So let's pull that through first before we can fasten off. Let's chain 1, cut our yarn, and pull it through and pull tight. Then let's grab our yarn needle right away and just sew in that end. So grab your yarn needle, yarn your needle with that, go to the inside of your sleeve here, and just weave in any more loose ends that you may have. A cool thing to do with this is to make this in a multicolor. You can make it in stripes, make colorful gloves, or really any color that you like. 2 colors, 3 colors, 10 colors. That'd be kind of cool. So sew in any ends that you have and then bring it to the front, and there's your glove. Now I'm going to roll up my sleeve here and shove my arm in there, make sure it fits. I'm going to put this on my finger like that, and that looks super fabulous. You can see it's above my elbow right here. Okay, looks really, really good, and it fits, and it's snug even around the hand and the wrist, so it looks really good. Okay, so now what we want to do, if you want to, you could be done at this point. You can be finished. Enjoy your fabulous sleeve. Use this for Halloween, use this for an elegant party or elegant dress-up wear, or for kids and play and dress up and princess stuff and all that stuff. But I'm actually going to make a nice design of chaining and surface crochet on this piece for my Halloween costume. So stay tuned. I'm going to grab some gray yarn and we can then get started on making the outer design on the front of our glove. So before going on to making all the detail, you want to make another one of these gloves. So I had one already made, and we're making it exactly the same way, so you can make another sleeve just like this. And I've already added embroidery and design to this one here, and we're going to make the same exact thing on our plain one. And I'll show you sort of how to make it. Obviously some of my pieces need some work and some stretching and making them look like they're supposed to, but you can just use this as a guide on how yours should look on your sleeve, and you can also see the photographs, the pictures on how they should look as well. So I'll show you how to sew on a few of these pieces, and then I'll let you be in and make your own design. And you don't have to do this specific design. You can make like swirlies or just like a stripes or some type of different design, even just like wavies or whatever. All kinds of things you can do with this, or you could just eliminate this completely and just have a nice plain sleeve. So totally up to you. But what we're going to do is I'm going to use this light gray color called light gray, and I'm going to set this aside here. We're going to make a bunch of chains. So what I'm going to do is make a slip knot, okay, like I showed you in the beginning of this video tutorial. And for some of the pieces you're going to need to chain more or less. So I'm chaining, let's see here, for one of these pieces, this piece here, this piece right here, it's just this, and then these are actually surface crochet. These 4 pieces are surface crochet, which I'll show you how to do. But this piece right here is, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 chains. So you will want to chain 28 for that. 15 chains for this little guy, this little triangle, and also 15 for this top triangle also. They're the same size. Then you're going to want to chain, let's see here, 15, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, oh no, 20. You're going to chain 20 for this piece and 20 for this piece, as well as 20 for this piece and 20 for this piece. Now, these little marks inside of here, these are sewn in, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So those are all the chain pieces you'll need. So I'll just show you how to chain the 20, because I need another piece of 20 here. So just yarn over and pull through. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So chain as many as you need, then cut your yarn long, pretty long, because we're going to use that for sewing, and just pull it through that last chain, just like that, okay? And then pull it tight, okay, just like that. So there's your chain. So you need to make a few of these. We're making 4 pieces in 20s, 2 pieces in 15s, and 1 in that 28. Okay, so I have a few pieces already done right here. So I have a bunch of chains here. So now what we're going to do is grab the plain sleeve. We're going to use that other sleeve as a guide on where we're going to have our pieces lie. So I'm going to lay them right next to each other, kind of just lining them up row to their rows or whatever. And we're going to grab your longest chain that you have, your 28 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Okay, so this is the piece here, and we're going to make this piece right here. Okay, so what we're going to do is grab our yarn needle, And we're going to kind of lay this chain down, just kind of eyeball it where it needs to be, about right here, and then come down, kind of like this. Okay, just kind of eyeball it where it should be, just like that. Then we're going to take the long strand and yarn our needle with that long strand. Okay, just like that. Then what we're going to do is grab our crochet hook and come to this little section right here where this little strand is, and we're going to pull this through to the inside of our sleeve. Okay, so that's on the inside there. You can see that little strand there. So it's on the inside. Okay, then we're going to lay this out how we want it. And it is going to take some time. You don't want to be in a hurry. Just make sure that you have it looking good. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to have one hand inside of the sleeve and one hand outside the sleeve, kind of pinching it, and we're going to just guide this through in and out. But you want to make sure that you don't sew the sleeve closed. That's why I have my hand on the inside of the sleeve. Okay, and we're just going to guide this through. And like I said, just go in and out just like this, and use the photos as a guide and this video as a guide to position where your piece needs to be. Obviously you're going to want to turn it and make sure that you can manipulate the stitches and the chain to be how you want it to be. I'm just going to show you this one piece, and then you can kind of be on your own to make the rest of the pieces and sew those on, and then I'll show you how to surface crochet and also embroider some lines. Okay, so when you get to this point here, just make sure not to sew your sleeve closed. We're going to go to the tip top of here. Okay, we want to make a point, so kind of bring that together and then just come back down. Okay, and I'm going a little bit faster obviously for the video cam, but you can take your time and make it look really, really good. Okay, just like this. Okay, so when we come to this end now, to finish this off, we are going to go in to the sleeve and pull that all the way through. Okay, just like that. Make sure everything looks good. You can position it, stretch it out. Awesome. Then what we're going to do is flip this inside out just to this point where these two strands are coming together, and we're going to just tie those two in a knot. Okay. Just like that. Then cut those short and take your yarn needle and take both of those strands on your yarn needle and then just sew those ends in behind, on the inside of your sleeve. So just make sure you hide them, and you don't have to sew in a whole lot, just enough, like a ½ inch or so. Snip the extra, turn it back right side out, and there you have a piece attached. Awesome. That looks really good. Very similar, if not exactly like this side here. That looks really good. Okay, so now I'm just going to show you how to surface crochet these 4 lines. So what we're going to do is grab our crochet hook and the yarn from our ball of yarn here. Okay, and what we're going to do is go to this part here on this chain right in here. Go into the inside of the sleeve. Okay, I'm going to take this yarn on my ball of yarn and go into the sleeve with it and hook it to that hook and pull it through. So now it's on the inside of the sleeve, but it's hooked through, just like that. Then what we're going to do is just make sort of a straight line. So I'm going to go into this next stitch right here, hook it on from the inside, so you kind of feel for it, pull that through, and then pull through that loop, but do not pull tight, just enough, just like that. And then we're just going to go to the next stitch here, yarn over on the inside. I know you can't see me yarn over, but just put the yarn over your hook and then pull it through and pull it through that loop, but do not pull tight, okay? Then hook it to the next one, go in, yarn over with your yarn on the inside, and pull it through that stitch and through that loop. Okay, and we're going to do about 4 or 5 of these. Oops. Go in, make sure you yarn over, pull it through. It's going to take a little bit of practice for that. There we go, just like that. Now let me do one more. Alright, so now to finish this part here, we are going to cut that yarn on the inside of the sleeve. Okay, we're going to pull it all the way through there and just pull it a little bit tight, not too tight though, just a little bit. Then take your yarn needle, okay, go into the sleeve right about here, all the way to the inside, just like that. Then we're going to turn this inside out like this. You have your end here and this end right here. I have my yarn needle on this end right here. I'm going to go in through these loops, back and forth. Okay, and I don't want this to be you know, falling apart or unweaving or anything, unraveling. So I'm going to tie these two ends in a knot on the inside. Okay, and you can decide to cut this really short and leave them, or you can sew in these ends and then cut the rest. So I'm going to sew in these ends, just yarning my needle with that, and then just going through just a couple of the stitches, pulling it, and then trimming it. And then bring that back outward, and there is one of the lines. Okay, so now I just had to put one more line here and 2 lines on this side, exactly like this piece right here, 2 lines, 2 lines. So I'm going to do that, and then I will meet you up and we'll sew on these chains and these chains, and then this triangle and this triangle. Alright, so I added these other 2 lines here, just like on this side, and you can see I added this swirl and this kind of hook looking thing, just like this one here and this one here. So now I just want to show you how to embroider this piece right here, because it's not chained, it's actually sewn on. And then you can do this hook and this embroidery here and this swirl right here. And you can also do this triangle and this triangle, because there's just essentially just like sewing on this chain right here. So I'm going to show you how to embroider this little line that goes here right now. So once you have these pieces on, what you can do is take your yarn needle and a yarn that's, you know, that's attached to your ball of yarn, just an extra piece of yarn. And what we're going to do is just go across from this side to this side. Okay, I'm going to start on the inside though, so I'm going to take my piece here, go into the sleeve, and try to come out where this line should start, right about here. Okay, and we're going to bring out a significant amount, just like that. Now we just want to get across here, so we're going to go in, then out, then in, and then out this side right here. Okay, just like that. pull all the way through. Now we're going to come back through, back to this side so that you don't see these white sections here. So we're going to go into this yarn right in between the ply, basically. So go into there, then come out the other side in the same piece of yarn, out that ply, in the middle of the ply, just like that, in the middle of the yarn. Come through, pull it, then go through this ply here, and you can even come out where we started, right here. Okay, now if you're happy with that thickness, you can stop there, just go back into your piece and tie it off. But I want it to be just a hair thicker. So what I'm going to do is go back through. We're going to go in here, just repeating that last, or those two steps, going through here, and then through here, and out this way. So just weaving it in and out, okay? Then come back through into the ply, into the middle of the ply of yarn. And then back out. Just like that. So it's a little thicker, just like that. Then we're just gonna go into our piece and pull it all the way through. Then we're going to turn this inside out. You can cut your yarn a little shorter, tie these two in a knot, and then sew in that end. And that's all. I'll sew that in off camera, but there that is. So now all I need you to do is just sew on the rest of your chains. So just make sure to use these as a guide on where your swirls and chains should be. So I'm going to make this one right here. Okay, something like that. That's just a rough spot for it. And then my other chain hooking on top of it, right about here. Oops. There we go. Something like that. And then I will do the line across here, then I'll do the triangle here and a triangle down here, and all of this will all be finished then. So I'll meet you up when I have all my pieces done. Alright, so I just sewed on the rest of my pieces and I realized that it's not perfect, but I'm not really a professional in embroidery and making this look good, but I can at least crochet. So you may want to, work around these pieces and try to make them the best you can, but mine are not exact, so, but that is what it is. So, but I think it still looked really good, and for my costume design, it's still going to look super fabulous. So I'm really excited for Halloween. Big thank you to Red Heart Yarns for providing the yarn today for this project. Big thank you to my dad for filming and editing. Big thank you to you for watching. If you want to support YARNutopia, make sure to support us by hitting the donate button on my website. You can always purchase a pattern on my Etsy shop, or you can purchase one of these crochet hooks as well. So there's all kinds of ways you can support YARNutopia so we can continue to bring you these crochet tutorials. Thanks for watching, everyone. Until next time, happy hooking! Width is the circumference. Okay? So this is in a multiple of 6, so you can just make your foundation chain as long as you need to as well. So let's just get started and make these princess costume gloves.